What's up YouTube? I'm back with another video, and my second video I ever uploaded on this channel was about me saying how much I love pro wrestling and how you should check it out if you haven't before, right? And since then, a lot of stuff has come out, a lot of things have happened and whatever, and it really shows how horrible this business is, and it makes me sick to my stomach that I'm even a fan or used to be a fan of certain companies, stuff like that, because it's constant BS, it's constant and it just gets annoying, okay? It gets unbearable. But that's what I'm gonna talk about here. It's not gonna be as like concise. I'm just gonna like rant a little bit. I'll be honest with you. If you like the content, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share. I'm trying to hit 200 subs in a few weeks, and yeah, thank you. So the first thing I want to talk about is, as the time of this recording yesterday, a big lawsuit court case came out about WWE and Vince McMahon, and I want to say trigger warning to this stuff because it's very graphic. So allegedly, I have to say allegedly because at the time of the recording there's not anything finalized, and I don't want to obviously get sued out of my pants. And so in these court documents that were released, basically this woman was essayed, abused, and at some point they even used her body to persuade other wrestlers to staying and stuff like that by sending her pictures or even having them. So basically, apparently they locked her in the locker room, in this private locker room, and had people come in and assault her and serial abuse her and stuff like that, to the point where she needed surgery and her body and her mind deteriorated to such a degree where she needed constant doctors and all this stuff like that, right? And so Vince McMahon made her sign NDAs and stuff like that so she wouldn't tell anyone and try to pay her off and stuff. So it's finally coming out to light. And when it's released, most of the people had the same reaction of oh my god, this is crazy and stuff like that. But there are also those weirdos, right? I'm not even talking about it was one wrestler in particular. Her name is Big Swole, right? I'm gonna try to find a tweet and put it on here. She said, "Oh, she's pretty," as a reaction to the thing, saying the victim is pretty, basically. And people was like, "Oh yeah, I see why you did it." Are you kidding me? Wrestlers are the dumbest people on the planet, okay? No matter what happens, they always try to put themselves forward or try to put themselves in a situation where they get the spotlight, aka Chris Jericho. But we'll get to that in a moment. And so it's so annoying where the wrestlers are absolute idiots, okay? And they don't care about anything at all except their bottom line, you know what I mean, or how they feel. And the whole thing about this Vince McMahon thing is disgusting, and everyone involved should get prison time. But we don't know. But hopefully this brings the whole company down at this point, because the amount of stuff, the amount of BS that was slid under the rug because boys will be boys, is the most idiotic thing possible. And the fact that this is still a thing, the fact that this happened a few years ago, is disgusting, okay? It's more things. You can find the court documents. It brings up a lot of details about a lot of things. Brock Lesnar was involved, and he has a pee fetish. Vince McMahon defecating on a woman's head. It's crazy stuff like that. And it's bro, what is this? What is going on here? Another thing, and then this is included with that, but the wrestlers who love to say, "Oh my god, I stand with this, that, and the third," but when it really comes push to shove, they don't do a damn thing about it, okay? When the stuff about Vince McMahon came out, was it 2021, about him signing signing NDAs for women or whatever, and trying to pay them off for his sexual acts. A bunch of all the rumors went around. It was yo, and then Vince McMahon had to leave WWE, and they were oh my god, if Vince McMahon comes back, I'm leaving the company. He came back, and what did those people do? Nothing, okay? Even the people who were outside the company came back, aka CM Punk. So we're gonna talk about this. So CM Punk, last year was fired from AEW because he were constantly getting into fights, constantly attacking people, just going off the rails, right? And his entire thing was, I'm the voice of the voiceless. I'm the voice for the people in the back, this, that, and the third, right? And I don't bow down to the big corporations. That was his entire legacy the entire time. The man that stood up and left WWE in his prime, and left wrestling, right? And so he gets fired from his new company that handed him his own TV show that gave him all the things he wanted, the perfect comeback run, and he threw it all away because he was an insecure little man, right? So what did he do? He crawls back to WWE, you know what I mean? And he starts working with WWE, going against the very thing that he's been fighting against for 10 plus years, right? So he full-blown hypocrite.
You know,
But I mean, someday he is going to be gone. For real.
sure. I mean, we all are, but I don't think the structure there. I don't think the what's the word I'm looking for? It's not the cult. I don't think the culture there changes.
You know what happens today when this whole thing comes on and everyone's talking about it? Oh, he's posting random pics on his Instagram story. You know what I mean? Like nothing's happening, you know? And it's like, are you like, see, this is shit I'm talking about. Wrestlers are idiots. They don't stand on business at all. If you tell them, hey, I need you to give up your paycheck for the next 2 months to make the whole company a better place, they'll say no. I want my money. They're selfish. They're idiots. They don't care about anyone else but themselves, and it's ridiculous. And stuff like this is why it is so unbearable to watch wrestling sometimes, because it's just embarrassing. You know what I mean? It's like, why am I a fan of this? You know, and AEW isn't absolved of this either. After the whole Ric Flair thing, where in like the Plane Ride of Hell documentary came out, where basically he sexually harassed a what do you call those things, flight attendant on there. And if you can look it up, just look up Dark Side of the Ring Ric Flair Plane Ride of Hell, and it's gonna bring up all the details. And so everyone was like, F Ric Flair, this stuff is a bad look, no one will hire him, this and the third. Guess who got hired a few months ago at AEW? Ric Flair. And their company is sponsored by their Woo energy drinks. And it's like, can you read the room at all? Like you obviously, and the nerve, hey, Tony Khan, the CEO or the owner of AEW, came on some, well, Vince McMahon has allegations that he needs to address still, but you're gonna hire Ric Flair, who has allegations who needs to address. Are you for real? Are you kidding me right now? Same thing with Chris Jericho is hired on the AEW. Allegedly, he essayed a wrestler named Kylie Ray, and this is all allegedly. I wouldn't say essay, more like forced himself onto her, allegedly, once again, right? Because she liked a tweet accusing him of that, but didn't come out and say anything, right? And so that whole thing happened. It was a huge thing, and no charges were pressed, no allegations were, really said, you know what I mean? And the guy who did the original tweet, it was a whole clusterfuck, honestly. If you Google these two names, you'll figure out what happened. But that whole thing happened, right? And so when this Vince McMahon thing came out, you know what Chris Jericho was doing? He was like in tweets talking about, y'all need to apologize to Chris Jericho for it. Put him through the thing like that, you know what I mean? That he always, it don't matter, death, taxes, and Chris Jericho making anything about himself, okay? It's like, bro, you need to shut the fuck up. You need to be quiet over there in the corner, okay? No one asks for your opinion, okay? Like, it's stuff like that where it's like, bro, we can never have a serious conversation in this community because people are absolute losers from top to bottom, okay? It's so rare to see actual functioning mature adults in the wrestling community, and it is embarrassing, okay? Because you can't have anything, like, for example, wrestlers been trying to have a union. Wrestlers aren't a part of a union or anything like that. They don't get like, benefits of a union would bring because they're independent contractors, and it's basically a way for a company to pay a wrestler as much as they want or as low as they want without any benefits. So like back in the day, you know what I mean? You could go through 3 tables and get a handshake and a sandwich, you know? Go to a flaming table and get a pat on the back and a hot dog, you know what I mean? Because you're an independent contractor, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, I paid you for this one thing. I pay you this $50 and you get on your way, you know? A union would like fix all these things and like all things like that. Will wrestlers give up their paychecks for a few months and go on strike to make a union? No, they will never do that because they don't care. They care about their bottom dollar or being good for the boys or, this and a third. And a lot of other stuff came out, stuff about Randy Orton allegedly being into, how do I say this? Being a PEDO, okay? That's how you say it. But it's stuff like this is coming out, and like the whole company from WWE top to bottom needs to be cleaned out. All these rats need to be eviscerated. Okay, they need the highest amount of jail time possible, and they need to be clean top to bottom. And so this whole thing just shows how much I cannot stand pro wrestling at all. I don't like this business at all because it's so nasty. You know what I mean? Something that brings joy to people is so disgusting. It makes me sick. You know what I mean? And so those are my thoughts. Let me know down below what y'all think. And once again, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. We're trying to hit 200 subs, and I'm out of here. Peace.